going on YouTube? It is your girl V the Notary. Hope you guys are doing well today. So, you guys, please watch this video in its entirety. This video is so important. This video is actually for my real estate agents and my notaries, loan signing agents, apostilles, all of that. I'm going to talk about taxes, okay? And I'm not a tax professional, so let me just preface this. But I do, in the essence of it being, tax time, people are filing their taxes, getting all their documents together. I want to share some really important best practices, strategies for you guys to incorporate if you have not already done, because let me tell you something. I fell short in one of the areas that I'm about to talk to as it pertains to my notary stuff, right? So I want to just remind you guys, so you guys are not scrambling around like, oh my goodness, to start now for next year. And this will even help you for this year, just some things and reminders, but just to make sure that you keep good tax records, have a good accountant and all of that, okay? So as a notary and as a, whatever type of notary, whether you're doing general notary, loan signing, whatever it is that you're doing, if you're doing field inspections, if you are a real estate agent, one of the most important things that you need to do is keep a book, a ledger. I don't know. I like Excel, Excel. I'm pretty good at using Excel. Some people are not. I don't care if you write it on scratch paper, as long as you know where it's at and you can understand it. You need to keep account of all of your expenses, okay? This is so important because what is the point of being a real estate agent or being a notary, having and running your own business if you cannot reap the tax benefits, okay? But a large part of that is keeping good records. So what do I mean by that, okay? First of all, make sure that whatever, obviously if you are a real estate agent, you're going to have a W-2, and things like that. And, if you're going to have the same, if you're a notary for the different companies that you work for. But the difficult part as it pertains to W-2s for real estate agents and notaries is, as notaries, we're dealing with lots of W-2s, okay? And so really quickly, for my notaries, loan signing agents, if you're doing general notary stuff, keep a ledger. And it sounds tedious, but it's important. Keep a ledger of every single transaction that you do, what company it is, and a phone number or an email or someone that you can call and reach if you don't get your 1099, okay? Because obviously, nobody wants to be dealing with the IRS. Nobody wants to be audited because you're not, accounting for all your money. So keep track of everyone you work with that requires a 1099, and make sure that towards the end of the year, they're by law, there's a certain date that companies are required to send 1099s out. We all know that doesn't happen a lot. You're going to call and make sure that they are sending you your 1099 so that you can submit that to your tax person. Now, again, for my loan signing agents, for example, you might do signings for 25 to 50 different companies throughout the year. Does that mean that you're going to need a 1099? Yeah, for each of those, yeah, y'all, it sucks. Now as far as you run your own business, as far as that goes, when you do your general notary work, that's kind of a little bit different. You want to speak to your accountant on, if these are payments that are made like directly to you, if you have a payment system set up, you want to speak to your accountant with how to go about tracking all of that. But again, specifically for like my loan signing agents, make sure you guys are keeping track of every transaction. You have a point of contact so that you make sure you get your 1099 so that your tax stuff is not messed up, okay? So that you need to do this. If you do this throughout the year, it won't be as difficult. You can just kind of like, you won't submit your ledger to your tax person, but you'll know what 1099s you need to get to submit them to your tax person, okay? So that's very, very important. Now, Again, if you are a real estate agent, you're going to have a W-2 for, your commissions that you're making and all of that. Like, or if you work for Redfin, for example, in your real estate agent, they will send you a W-2 or your 1099 at the end of the year, beginning of the, tax year, and you should be good to go with that. So I just wanted to give you guys a generalized reminder as to keep track of your 1099s. And this goes for any industry. If you're dealing with an industry where you have a lot of different clients, keep track of who owes you your 1099 so that you have appropriate accounting to submit to your accountant for your taxes, okay? That's the first part. Secondly, let's talk about expenses. Now, I'm talking about everything, you guys. Keep track of everything. If you buy a new computer that you're using for work, you keep track of that. Make sure you keep track of all your mileage, your gas. Real estate agents, if you guys are traveling, and notaries, if you're traveling to a conference that is related to, like NNA conference, for my real estate agents, if you're traveling for, some type of conference related to your real estate, you keep track of those expenses. You can write all of that off, okay? Now, for notaries, for example, ink, pens, paper, print, if you have to buy a printer, all of your, any type of training that you guys take, make sure you're keeping track of that. Real estate agents, y'all, there's so many fees and like high fees, your association fees, central lock fees, if your MLS fees. Keep track of when you renew your license, if you have multiple states and you're renewing your license, or if you're getting a new license, keep track of all of that stuff so you can write it off, okay? You want to be able to offset your income. I mean, I hate to say it, but as it pertains to tax purposes, you want your take home to be the least amount as possible in the eyes of the IRS. That way that you get a bigger refund. So again, read all the benefits. I think I did a video, you guys, about making sure that you separate your business account from your personal account. That's very, very helpful. If you're like expensing things, even dry cleaning, your internet, your phone bill, you can write off everything. So keep tabs of all of that. And make sure that you submit that information to your tax preparer or professional or whatever. It's so important because, again, especially all my real estate agents, there's a lot of hefty fees that we pay throughout the year. And if you're making some big time commissions, it may not make a huge dent in it, but it's definitely going to be helpful. So you guys really want to make sure that you guys are writing off everything that you can. And then in addition to the regular things, if you have, mortgage interest, student loan interest, all of that, that's not even related to this, but you want to make sure you give that stuff, daycare, all of that. You want to make sure you get, that's a tangent, but you want to give that to your tax professional as well. But again, your goal is to have your take home, your net income, all of the earnings that you have look the least amount possible so that you can reap your tax benefits. And that's really, really important. So again, keep good, bookkeeping throughout the year. Make sure all my loan signing agents, y'all keep track, because we have a lot to keep track of. Real estate agents do too. But notaries, we have a lot to keep track of because we're dealing with so many different, hands and agencies. And I mean, again, especially if you're doing loan signings and you're doing general notary, it's a lot going on. So again, it is tedious, but when it's time to do your taxes, it'll be very, very helpful. And in the unfortunate event that you are audited, you have that, good bookkeeping and, your log of everything that you kept so you can submit that. Okay. So again, in the spirit of it being tax time, I wanted to, talk to you guys about that and just give you some reminders. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. I was doing a really good job with keeping track of all my loan signings up until I would say September, and I just kind of stopped. And so I was kind of scrambling and, deluxe check and all of that, just to kind of keep, see like, I haven't been keeping track. So I got to find out who owes me 1099s. I figured it out, but I just wanted to remind y'all, because I will not be making that mistake this year. Luckily, I was really good up until like the fourth quarter of the year, and then I kind of laxed. But I had a lot going on. I was preparing to move and things. So I got off track. But I just wanted to remind you guys to not do that, so that you guys, can, have a good tax return. Hopefully get some money back, And again, this is for all business owners. These are the industries that I'm in, where I own my own businesses. But whatever type of business owner that you are, just keep good bookkeeping throughout the year, so that when it's time to do your taxes, you'll be good to go. Okay. All right. So if anybody else has any tips to share with the community on what you do to make sure that you keep good bookkeeping, if you know any good tax accountants, we always want to big up, the professionals that are doing a good job. Shout them out, let everybody know, so that we can reach out to them. This community is all about upward movement and progressing and helping each other, okay? So as always, you guys have a great rest of your day, and please like, subscribe, and share, you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.